दिशा कृष्णं साङ्गोपाङ्गास्त्रपार्षदं यज्ञैः सङ्कीर्तनप्रायैर्यजन्ति सुमेधसः अन्तः कृष्णं बहिर्गौरं दर्शिताङ्गादिवैभवम् कलौ सङ्कीर्तनाद्य स्मः कृष्णचैतन्यमाश्रिता जयतां मथुरा भूमौ श्रीलरूपसनातनौ यौ विलेखयतस्तत्त्वं ज्ञापकौ पुस्तिकामिमाम् क्रोपितद्बान्धवो भट्टो दक्षिणद्विजवंशजः विविच्य वेलिकद्ग्रन्थं लिखिताद्वृद्धवैष्णवैः तस्याद्यं ग्रन्थनालेकं क्रान्तव्युत्क्रान्तखण्डितं पर्यालोच्याथ पर्यायं कृत्वा लिखति जीवकः यः श्रीकृष्णपादाम्भोजा भजनैकाभिलाषवान् तेनैव दृश्यतामेतद् अन्यस्मै शपथोऽर्पितः श्रीमद्भागवतं श्रीमन्मन्त्रदेशिकमीश्वरम् श्रीमद्भागवतार्थानां सन्दर्भं कर्तुमाश्रये अथ नत्वा मन्त्रगुरून् गुरून् भागवतार्थदान् सन्दर्भं वश्मि लेखितुम् यस्य ब्रह्मेति संज्ञां क्वचिदपि निगमे याति चिन्मात्रसत्ता व्यंसो यस्यांशकैस्वैर्विभवति वशयन्नेव मायां पुमांश्च एकं यस्यैव रूपं विलसति परमव्योम्नि नारायणाख्यं स श्रीकृष्णो विधत्तां स्वयमिह भगवान् प्रेम तत्पादभाजाम् हरे कृष्ण। Sutrasthaniyam Vakyam Vishaya Vakyam. Sutrasthaniyam. The 6 Sandarbhas are having the Avatarika Vakyas. That means introductory statements. And also Vishaya Vakya. What we say in English, Vishaya Vakya, is that's where this sutra you can apply. Like example in the Brahma Sutras case, Brahma Sutras are there and Vishaya Vakyam is Upanishads. Upanishad statements are the Vishaya Vakyam. So in the case of Srimad Bhagavatam, what is Sutra? Sorry, in the case of Shat Sandarbha, Sutra Sthaniyam Vakyam will be the, so whatever Jiva Goswami writes, introductory statement. Before the starting of Anucheda, so for every Anucheda, he is writing like this. Any Anucheda, he starts, first he will write here some Avatarika Vakyam. This is Anucheda. The Anucheda starting, Avatarika Vakyam will be there. And this is known as, this Avatarika Vakyam is only Sutrasthaniyam. It's like a sutra. This Avatarika Vakyam in the place of sutra. Avatarika Vakyam is in the place of sutra. Now after that, Vishaya Vakyam. So what can be the Vishaya Vakyam? Huh? Anucheda? What you are asking? Anucheda? You are asking Anucheda? Okay, okay. Huh? Acha. Bhagavata Vakyam is the Vishaya Vakyam. It means Bhagavatam Sloka. Anucheda means, in English we say maybe chapter. So before starting the chapter, there is Avatarika Vakyam. That's the introductory statement about this Anucheda. That is acts as a sutra. Example, Bhaktehe Nirgunatvam. You want to prove the Bhakti is Nirguna. Then you will be writing the first. So to Bhakti is Nirguna. So where is this? You can see some Bhagavatam sloka you will be taking here to describe this sutra. Okay. Now what is remaining? Bhagavat Vakyam you took. Okay. Fine. So who is going to explain this Bhagavat Vakyam for us? Bhagavad Vakyam is easy. Can you take and easily can get the meaning? It's not like that. Bhagavatam Vidyavatam Bhagavate Pariksha. Bhagavad is not so easy actually. The slokas are they are written in the Samadhi. They are written by Vyasdev when he was written means compiled. So when he went to the Samadhi. So that's why the complexity is very much is there. So now this is a Vishaya Vakyam. So that means this sutra can be seen in this application of this sutra. And so now Sutra Bhashyam is necessary. This Sutra Bhashyam, this is Sutra na? This Bhashyam, this is Bhashyam. What it means Bhashyam? Explanation. Like the sutras are there, Brahma Sutras and Adi Vedanta Sutras. So Baldev Vidyabhushan wrote the Bhashyam for that. Bhashyam means commentary. So this Sutras Bhashyam is nothing but the Vishaya Vakyam's explanation. Yes, we are seeing this Sutras application in this. And now you need to find the Bhashyam, explanation of this Sutra. Is nothing but the explanation of this Vishaya Vakyam. So that means you need to find the explanation of Bhagavata Vakyam. That means commentaries on Bhagavatam, Bhagavata Vakyam. This is the Bhashyam of this Sutra. Sutra, Bhashyam can be the commentary on the Bhagavata Vakyam. Commentary on the Bhagavata Vakyam is the Bhashyam. Understanding? Avatarika Vakyam, Bhagavata Vakyam, and commentary on the Bhagavatam Vakyam. Sutrasthaniyam, Vishaya Vakyam, Bhashyam. What? Huh?
My question is, sutra is complex to understand. So there is an explanation is required for the sutra, and those sutra are applicable in the Bhagavatam. So commentary, I think, is required for sutra. Why commentary is required in Bhagavatam Vakya?
What I am saying? This is Bhashyam on which? This is Bhashyam on which?
Bhashyam is on sutra.
Sutra only, na?
Yes.
Then what can be that? That is this commentary on the Bhagavata Vakyam can be the Bhashyam of this sutra. So because this sutra, Sthaniyam Vakyam, is applied in this.
Yes.
Means explanation of that means this is that. Explanation of this is nothing but the Bhashyam of that sutra.
Yeah.
Is I was thinking, you can correct me, is that because we just established Bhagavatam as the emperor Pramana, so going forward, Jiva Goswami is setting the method that since Bhagavat Pramana is the emperor Pramana, it has to have a central place in any argument. So he's setting up the mood that I will present a topic, but then I'll give a Bhagavatam verse, which will be the central piece of my argument, and then I will use the commentaries of other acharyas on that to make a case. But Bhagavatam verse will remain the central piece of going forward any presentation. Is that correct too?
Yeah.
Because now he established Bhagavatam as the main pramana.
Yes. So he keep on going to present these sutras, various sutras. That means Bhakti Nirguna. So Lord is Vibhu and Lord is Pratyagrupatvam, Bhagavataha, Lord is Achintya. Like this, So many these points he keep on mentioning, and these are sutras. This vakyam is nothing but the sutra sthaniyam vakyam. And what is that Vishaya vakyam here? Vishaya vakyam is Bhagavatam only. That means what is happening here? This sutra sthaniyam vakyam is elaborated through the Bhagavatam, through the Bhagavatam. And the commentary on that Bhagavatam Vakyam is nothing but the detailed explanation of the sutra. That is nothing but Bhashyam. So what happened? Okay. So Vasudev wrote these sutras. These sutras are useful, useful to understand the text, Upanishad text. So, but you need to explain those sutras, na? So that's why we have the various commentaries. Similarly, we are going to have the sutras, and after that we need explanation of those sutras. So those sutras can be explained through the Bhagavata Vakyam. Otherwise, how can you? That means how can you explain those sutras? Bhagavata Vakyam is the central actually, and with that only we are going to explain those sutras. See, संदर्भ षट्कात्मके ग्रंथे सूत्रस्थानीयम अवतारिका वाक्यम विषय वाक्यम श्री भागवत वाक्यम भाष्य रूप तद्व्याख्या. So bhashya rupa for this sutra, whatever is bhashya is nothing but the vakya of this Bhagavad Vakyam. The tika on the Bhagavad Vakyam will be the bhashya for that sutra. What we are going to do? Sandarbha is what? Sandarbha is a book. Gudardhasya prakashascha sarokti sreshtata data nanardhavatvam vedyatvam sandarbha katyate budaihi. We want to write a book which is going to discuss the various deep meaning, secret meanings of the Bhagavatam, and also the many meanings, and also the essence of the Srimad Bhagavatam. Then how to do this? How to do this? So this he's doing this in this structure, this style. He is doing that work. So he is writing first one statement. So Lord is Vibhu, Bhagavan is Vibhu. So now then after that, so to explain that sutra, so he is taking the Bhagavad Vakyam, and then whatever is the commentary on there is there on that Bhagavad Vakyam, he is explaining. He's taking the explanation on that Bhagavad Vakyam is taking as the bhashya of that sutra. Okay. Is a book style. Any question? Anucheda is a chapter. In every chapter there is one sutra sthaniyam vakyam.
Here, commentary on Bhagavat Vakyam, we are saying, the Prabhu. There, we can also expect the other acharyas' commentaries on that Vishaya Vakyam. No, it is particularly Jiva Goswami wanted to write something newly, or he also wanted to refer the other Acharya's commentary also. What we have to understand.
So then next point is what commentary we should take? Whose commentary we should take for the Bhagavad Vakya? That is your question. So who can be that he is saying? So now you are taking a commentary on the Bhagavatam Vakyam, and that will be the bhashyam for that sutra. So now whose commentary we should take? Whose commentary will take? Tell. Swami commentary will take. Swami commentary will take as it is. We don't take. We don't take Swamiji's commentary as it is. Why? Huh? Why don't we take? What is the problem with the Swamiji? Swamiji is having problem or not? Swamiji is also gave problem for us. Also he gave solution and also he gave problem. What is that he is saying? Samprati madhya deshadau vyaptana dvaitavadinah nyonam bhagavan mahimanam avagahayitum tadvadena kurvirita lipinam paramavaishnavanam sridharaswami charananam suddha vaishnava siddhantanugata chet tarhi yathavadeva vilikyate. What is happening? So Swamiji's commentary I will take as it is, if that is perfectly following the Vaishnava Siddhanta. Okay, who is this Swamiji? He is the Parama Vaishnava. But he wrote the commentary to attract the Advaitavadinaha. Famous, these Advaitavadis, and to just Nunam Bhagavan Mahimanam Avagahitum, to make them to understand the glory of the Lord. So Sridhar Swami is writing the commentary on the Srimad Bhagavatam. Why he is writing the Srimad Bhagavatam commentary? To make them to understand glories of the Bhagavan. Kurvarita lipinam. Tadvadena kurvarita lipinam. So that means this commentary is tainted with Advaitavada. Tainted or something. This kurvarita means colored. Colored. It looks like, this commentary looks like is Advaita philosophy. Looks like, but it's not. So he looks like moon. Means is he moon? No. He looks like tiger. Is he tiger? No. He's lion. Okay. He's lion. He's not tiger. He's so looks like. That means Tadvadena kurvarita lipinam. Kurvarita word is little bit it's colored actually. Kurvarita. Kurvarita. Skurvarita. That means what he is doing, Badisha Amesha Nyaya, you might be knowing, just to catch the fish. What they do, they will be taking the one, so iron hook, and to that iron hook, so they are keeping some little flesh of any, flesh. Okay, so earthworms they keep generally. So immediately eat. When it swallows, it will go and just, yes, it will be hooking Yes, in the throat of that fish, like that. To catch the fish, we will be using the some little flesh. So, but our intention is not to feed the flesh to the fish. Is it the intention? No. Catching the fish is the intention. So similarly, sometimes, so he writes just some places in favor with the Advaitavada. Is it, that means just for what is the purpose? To catching the Mayavadis, Advaitavadis. Advaitavadinaha Bhagavat Mahimanam Avagahayatum, to make them to understand the glory of the Lord. So he is doing like this. So that's why what we have to do. So wherever there is fully, it is presented with the Vaishnava philosophy, then the total will be taken. Sridhar Swami's commentary in total will be taking. If something is like some Badisha, that means some Amisha is there, that means something is which is in the favor of the Advaitavada, then we are not going to take that. Yes, for the this commentary. Fish and flesh. No. Badisha means it's in Sanskrit. Sanskrit Badisha mission. Yeah. Badisha means this. What we say to catch the fish. Huh? Gallon. Okay. Yes. Yes.
Mentioned that we just discussed earlier that how Bhagavad Purana is the Emperor Purana,
Yeah.
and Shraddha is going to be our main source of evidence.
Yes.
So then now we are, when we come to the Bhashya or understanding the Bhagavatam,
Yes. Yes.
we have a bunch of choices. We
Yeah.
have commentaries which are coming from impersonal schools.
Yeah.
We have commentaries coming from Vaishnava schools,
Yes.
and Vaishnava commentaries coming from Gaudiya Vaishnava school.
Yes.
Now, once isn't it the case somebody will say that, hey, we are biased because we are taking only the commentaries which serve our purpose, and we're ignoring the commentaries which do not serve our purpose. So how do we justify that part?
Oh, okay. Good question. So that means, so in our case, we are taking from the Sridhar Swami because Sridhar Swami was approved by the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is Lord himself. So that's why we are taking his commentary. And others, what they are saying, others, you are saying that? Yeah. These,
We never discussed this part regarding specifically that which commentaries are we going to take and what's our reasoning for taking those commentaries. Like how do we establish that those commentaries are authentic explanation or bhashya on the Bhagavatam?
yeah.
I guess in the beginning of the chapter we established Chaitanya Mahaprabhu as the supreme personality of Godhead.
Yeah.
So then we can say that his opinion stands, above everybody else. And since he accepts Sridhar Swami, although we are also selective in choosing his commentary, which he didn't do, but
Yeah.
we are doing it, which is another separate topic to discuss.
Yeah.
But we can say that anybody who is following in his school would be considered a bona fide commentary. That could be one reasoning. But we never discussed this earlier up till right now.
Yeah.
Do you or somebody discuss that?
No. So Sridhar Swami, because he is approved by the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So that's why we are also following. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is the supreme personality of Godhead. That is already we. What do you want to say?
For that, we also discussed one point, na Prabhu. Vedas, wherever the commentaries are in line with the Vedic Shastras, with the right conclusion of the Bhagavatam, then we will accept.
Mm-hmm.
This point is refuting the point, no? Then.
Okay, he's saying that. So any scriptures are in line with the Vedas, so they are also accepted as Vedic pramana. But okay, that's a fine. But the point is, so why we are accepting the Sridhar Swami is the main reason is, so he's a Suddha Vaishnava. So he's a Parama Vaishnava actually. So he is Parama Vaishnava, is accepted by the so previous acharyas. That's the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and other acharyas. So that's why we are also accepting this Sridhar Swami's commentary. सिद्धांतानुगता चेत् तर्हि यथावतेव विलिख्यते क्वचित् तेषाम् अन्यत्र दृष्टव्याख्यानुसारेण क्वचित् तेषाम् अन्यत्र दृष्टव्याख्यानुसारेण. So in the another times, so क्वचित् तेषाम् अन्यत्र दृष्टव्याख्यानुसारेण means, how can you say that means Sridhar Swami's Vakya we should take here and we should not take here? So because in the Bhagavatam you'll be referring to the so another places also. Kvachit tesham anyatra drishta vyakyanusarena. So what he is expressing in another place about that. So in the some place he is expressing this as the, that means one term, if you take any one word, he is accepting another place as the in the favor of the Vaishnavism, and here he is not accepting. So then you will be taking in the form of the so the in the Vaishnavism only. So that means what? We are also referring the other places how he commented, and based upon that you are going to, that is also one factor actually to decide. So first of all, if it is the according to the Parama Suddha Vaishnavism, Vaishnava Siddhanta, then we will take the commentary of Sridhar Swami as it is. And also if the commentary is having the some proper alignment with the other places, then that is taken. One is Suddha Vaishnavism and another is Kvachit Tesham Eva Anyatra Drishta Vakkyanusarena. Anyatra Drishta means in another places we are seeing the his commentary. So based upon that we take. Next, Dravidadi Desha Vikhyata Parampara Parama Bhagavatanam Teshameva Bahulyena Tatra Vaishnavattvena Prasiddhatvat Sri Bhagavataha Eva Kvachit Maharaja Dravideshu Cha Bhurisha Ityanena Pramita Mahimnam Saksha Sri Prabhutitaha Pravritta Sampradayanam Sri Vaishnavabhidhanam Sri Ramanuja Bhagavat Pada Virachita Sri Bhashyadi Drishta Mata Pramanyena Mula Grantha Swarasyena Cha Anyatha Cha. So now in the South India, this Ramanujacharya and also other acharyas, his followers, they are all accepted as the Vaishnavas by the Srimad Bhagavatam. In the South India, there will be many Vaishnavas are taking birth. They are appearing. What is that? Kvachit Maharaja Dravideshu Cha Bhurisha. This is the reference 11th canto 11.5. What is that? 39? 78? 39? 39. This is the reference sloka. This sloka, what it is saying? There is sometimes, there are sometimes, there means Kvachit. So, Maharaja Dravideshu Cha Bhurisha. That means in the South India, there are the Acharyas are taking birth, Vaishnavas. So that's why it is a proof to say that Sri Ramanuja is the authentic Vaishnava Acharya. And based upon that, Ramanujacharya's Sri Bhashya on the Vedanta Sutras. So whatever the Mata opinion is explained in that Sri Bhashyam, so based upon that, taking that as a pramana, so we are going to take the meanings of Srimad Bhagavatam. So the Bhagavatam's commentary, so how you are going to decide, how you are going to take the meaning of the Bhagavatam based upon the philosophy explained by the Ramanujacharya in the Sri Bhashya. He is giving the different ways how he is going to do. One is he is going to accept Sridhar Swami when it is purely in line with the Vaishnavism. Second, and another way is he is also seeing the cross checking whether that is properly is there. Anyatra drishta vakhyanusarena tesham eva anyatra drishta vakhyanusarena. So his commentary only in another place if it is seen. So then in that way, so anyatra means you can take here his commentary on the, even he wrote in the Vishnu Purana also. Yes or no? In the Vishnu Purana also, for the Vishnu Purana also he wrote the commentary. Anyatra, or otherwise you can take in the other part of the Srimad Bhagavatam. So he is expressing his Siddhanta na, in the other part also. So based upon that. So maybe here he is not properly, that means fully Vaishnavism he may not be showing. But in another place he showed. Then based upon that we will take. And also, so how do we know the Vaishnava Siddhanta then? So then we can know Vaishnava Siddhanta. Actually, Jiva Goswami can know Vaishnava Siddhanta from his gurus, Rupa Goswami and the Sanatana. So they gave the Shiksha to him. And which were, that means started by the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself, gave the Shiksha to them also. So that means Vaishnava Siddhanta, he knows by from his teachers. And also he is saying that, so here, so he is giving the, that means his vote to the Sri Bhashya also. According to the philosophy explained in the Sri Bhashya, based upon that also, so he'll be going to decide. And also Mula Grantha Swarasyena, the whole Grantha is concluding in what? So that also he'll keep in the mind based upon that. That means several factors he is taking into the consideration to find the commentary on the Bhagavatam sloka or to explain this Bhagavatam sloka. Not the one thing he is taking. He is not simply following fully Sridhar Swami, no. Mula Grantha Swarasyam means the final conclusion of the total Grantha. That is also taken into the consideration. The Sri Bhashyam, the philosophy explained in the Sri Bhashyam, that is also taken into consideration. And the Sridhar Swami's explanation in another Granthas or in another places of Bhagavatam, that is also taken into the consideration. And also like this. So in some places those Bhagavatam verses are explained through other commentaries of Sridhar Swami, such as that on Vishnu Purana and the Gita. So he wrote, Sridhar Swami also, he expressed his Siddhanta, his opinion, his philosophy. And sometimes the same sloka, Bhagavatam sloka will be taken in somewhere and he is writing about that. Or in the Gita. Gita also, and the Bhagavad Gita also he wrote the commentary. So like this. So in this, is there any problem? That means if he is going to take the commentaries like this, and finally Bhagavatam understanding, if he is going to get like this, is there any problem? Nam Sankirtan Prabhu. Is there any problem to the authenticity of the and the process? Any problem is coming? Anyone have any objections? Maybe I want to think actually, that's why. Maybe one may say you established Bhagavatam as emperor and finally, and then how you are giving the meanings. End of the day. Huh? What? Huh? 2 months. So is there anyone is having any problem? Yes.
Once Lord Chaitanya, Ishwarapuri wrote one poetry and he showed Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to edit. So Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told, oh, you are the person from Bonafide, you are my guru and you are a Brahmanic saint. How can I find any fault in your words? I cannot find. Whatever you write, it may be wrong, but it is correct. So the bona fide authority they are accepting as it is, then we have to accept.
Yes. You are all not satisfied with the Jiva Goswami's approach? Yes or no? Huh? Satisfied? So he established Srimad Bhagavatam. Then after that, for the explanation of these slokas, so he is taking from the Sridhar Swami and Ramanuja also. So, and also their philosophies and their Siddhanta. So in this, is there any problem for you? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is the authentic, and authentic as is the Supreme Lord himself. And Sridhar Swami is the Parama Vaishnava, because he was accepted as a Vaishnava. Sri Sampradaya philosophy is our philosophy is like parallel lines. Vishishtadvaitam and Achintya Bheda Bheda are in parallel actually, almost all same syllabus. Prayojana is different. Samana Pantaha. Many places we are having matching actually. Okay, next. Advaita Vyakhyanam to Prasiddhatvat Nati Vitayate. So while refuting, that means sometimes you will be seeing the Purva Pakshi as Advaitins. Sometimes means many places. Jiva Goswami keeping them, their thought and their view. So he is keep on speaking based upon that sloka. On the Bhagavatam sentence, he is keep on speaking based upon the with the intention of refuting the Purva Pakshi. That means Purva Pakshi he didn't mention completely. He didn't explain the philosophy of Purva Pakshi, but he is assuming inside in the mind and he is writing the sentences. If you know the Purva Pakshi stand, if you see this Jiva Goswami's line, immediately you'll understand that, oh, this point of Advaitins he is refuting. So this approach while he is doing this, he is not going to write any Advaita philosophy. He is not going to elaborately explain their philosophy. No. He is a Purvapakshi actually, but most of the places, but he is not going to elaborately explain their philosophy. No. Only some portions sometimes he just mentions. So Nanu, like that, he is making the Purvapakshi them and refuting them. But he is not going to fully write the whole philosophy there. Line by line refutation is no. It's not the line by line refutation in this book. Sometimes what they do, so example, Nyayamritam is there. Nyayamritam is written by the Vyastirtha. And when this Nyayamritam written, so this Madhusudan Saraswati took the Nyayamritam line, each and every line, and line by line he refuted. Madhusudan Saraswati. So then once again, there his commentary is also refuted by the another Madhva scholar, Madhva Sampradaya, the Acharya. So like this refutation. So there you will be seeing the philosophy of Advaitins also clearly. So Dvaitins, Advaitins, and once again refutation. So like this Advaitins, like this it is not. This book is not like that. Here we are not going to see any explanation of the Advaita philosophy. Atra स्वधर्षित विशेष प्रामाण्यायैव न तु श्री भागवत वाक्य प्रामाण्याय प्रमाणानि श्रुति पुराणादि वचनानि यथा दृष्टमेव उदाहरणीयानि. While writing this book, so Sri Bhagavatasya Pramanyaya Pramanani Shruti Puranadi Vachanani Na. For example, he is saying the bhakti is nirguna. Jiva Goswami is saying bhakti is nirguna. He took Srimad Bhagavatam sloka, and after that he took the commentary from the Sridhar Swami, if it is matching. And then after that, he elaborately explains. This is Sridhar Swami's Tika. Then after that, he will be explaining this Tika. And in that explanation, sometimes he is using the Shruti Vakyas, or some the Agamas, and something, some reference, some other Puranas like this. He is quoting. Why he is quoting all this? Or is he quoting these to support the Bhagavatam? No. He is not quoting these to support the Bhagavatam, because Bhagavatam is already the emperor. It doesn't need any others to support. So it is not dependent. Srimad Bhagavatam is not dependent on others to validate this. This is the Avatarika Vakyam. And to establish this fact, Srimad Bhagavatam doesn't need, or is not dependent on any others. Then why he is quoting these Shruti and Agama, all this? Just to support his explanation, not to support the Bhagavatam. No. That means Swadharshitartha Vishesha Pramanyaya. That means he is seeing in this in the Swami Tika, so he is seeing some meanings. So that meaning is there in the Shruti also. That meaning is there in the Puranas also, other Puranas. So like that, whatever he is going to explain to just support that meanings, whatever meanings he is seeing, to support that he is using this, not to support the Bhagavatam. Swadarsitartha Vishesha Pramanyayeva. Artha Vishesha Pramanyayeva. So when we are going to deal the real Anuchedas, then you will be understanding. Whatever the special understanding he is seeing. So Sridhar Swami Tika is explaining about the Bhagavatam sloka, and through this Tika, he will be seeing these so many special meanings. And to support those meanings only, he is quoting this. His intention is not that to support the Srimad Bhagavatam, he is not writing this. Just whatever he is going to explain, whatever is a special meaning he is going to explain, to just support that, he is quoting. Natu Bhagavata Vakya Pramanyaya Pramanani Sruti Pranadi Vachanani. Atra Swadarsitartha Vishesha Pramanyayeva. That means whatever he saw, where is that? Also in this regard, I quote verses of Shruti and Puranas as seen by me to prove the authority of the special meanings I see, rather than to prove the authority of the Bhagavatam. क्वचित् स्वयं अदृष्टकराणि च तत्त्ववादगुरूणाम् अनाधुनिकानां प्रचुरप्रचारितवैष्णवमतविशेषाणां दक्षिणादिदेशविख्यातशिष्योपशिष्यीभूतविजयध्वज व्यासतीर्थादि वेदार्थ विद्वद्वराणां श्रीमध्वाचार्यचरणानां भागवत तात्पर्य भारत तात्पर्य ब्रह्मसूत्र भाष्यादिभ्यः संगृहीतानि. What is said here, in some places the statements of the Shruti and Puranas are not seen, are collected from works such as Bhagavad Tatparya, Bharata Tatparya, Brahma Sutra Bhashya of Madhvacharya, who is Tattvavada Guru, who is not recent, who preached a special school of Vaishnavism abundantly after separating from disciplic succession of Sankaracharya due to taking side of Bhagavatam, even though he came in Sankaracharya's lineage, and who is having disciples and grand disciples like Vijayadvaja Tirtha, Brahma Tirtha, and Vyasa Tirtha, who are scholars of Vedas and meanings of Vedas and famous in South India.
Bharat Tattvarya are written by Madhvacharya. What is Bharat Tattvarya by chance?
Mahabharat Tatparya Nirnay.
Okay. He refers to some teachings of Vijayadvaja Tirtha also, and Brahm Tirtha and Vyasa Tirtha also. Jiva Goswami does take the reference from the teachings of or the writings of Vijayadvaja Tirtha, Brahm Tirtha and Vyasa Tirtha also? No. just glorifying to Madhvacharya, he wrote the name of his disciples.
I will tell. क्या हो रहा है? What's happening? So in the Shabda Pramana, how the Shabda Pramana works? Shabda Pramana, you hear the words. Words are produced through the Pratyaksha. Then after hearing that means words are there in your mind now. Now to get the knowledge from that, what you need? You need meanings of the words. Yes or no? Without meanings of the words, can you get any cognition from that words? No cognition. So then who is going to decide the meanings? So then how to take the meanings of those? Huh? That we didn't discuss in the Sarva Samadhini actually. It is the last part of the Sarva Samadhini. That's a Spotavada was not discussed. How to take the Mukhya Artha and Lakshnika Arthas. Something is pending actually. Okay. Huh? That's the point you are all stuck in here now. Because I skipped that. You don't think that the Jiva Goswami didn't write everything. He wrote everything, but we didn't discuss. That is our mistake. It's not the Acharya's mistake. Okay. Why in that full energy you are not able to get now the... Because now we are having this Shabda with you. That's a Srimad Bhagavatam is a Shabda. Is with you. Now the meanings of these words, how to take and how to become the defectless and errorless and such a way how to take. And so that the authenticity of that Shabda is maintained. And this was not discussed in the last part of the Sarvasamvadi in the first. So it is missing actually. So we'll do this later. Because I have to time, I need some little time to prepare actually. Now I have very much schedule. Too much packed actually myself. Every day 5.5 hours teaching for me. So that's why. So, but it is there actually. Explanation is there. Now what we are saying, we are going to take these meanings of this Srimad Bhagavatam. The words are there with you now. Now to get the meanings, we are all dependent on the Sridhar Swami and the Ramanuja's, the authenticity, the Ramanuja's philosophy in the Sri Bhashyam, and so on, so on, so. So these will be, you will be satisfied when we discuss that, the how to get the cognition from the words. That we will be discussing the Sarva Samadhi. Then it will become more clear. So now it is, at least we accept this, that I have to see in more clearly. Okay, I don't make any, I cannot make this some half khichdi. Half cooked khichdi I cannot feed. So let me cook nicely, then I can, yeah. Only some portion is there, that's a Mukhya Artha, Gauni Vritti, so Mukhya Vritti, so how to take and what are the different things, many things are there actually. This, in the Sarva Samvadini, Atayeva Spota Rupatvat Vedasya Nityatvam. So, and also in the Lakshana Vritti and Gauni Vritti is also he explained. Jahad Ajahat Jahadajat, that means meanings also he explained. Ah, yes. Yes, yes.
So
Yeah.
I was wondering that, Prabhu, since in the beginning of the book we established that Sri Jiva Goswami says that I'm reading this book for the purpose of people who are interested in Tatpada Bhajam, those who are interested in worshipping the feet.
Bhajanaika Abhilashavan.
Yeah. Those who are interested in worshipping the feet of the Lord. And then he establishes Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu as the Supreme Personality of Godhead.
Yeah.
And Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says Bhagavad Purana is the book for the Vaishnavas.
Yeah.
So why did we go through all that cycle of going to establish the Bhagavad Purana as the main thing? There was no need because we already established Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is the Supreme Lord, and he's saying that. Then what is the need to establish Bhagavad Purana as the ultimate Pramana? I mean, does Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's statement should be sufficient?
That you did based upon the Bhagavatam statement only, na? You established Chaitanya Mahaprabhu as Supreme Personality of Godhead
Yeah.
based upon the Bhagavatam only. That's why you need to establish Bhagavatam, even if you see in that way.
Okay, if we have to study Bhagavatam without using that pramana, that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu Supreme Personality Godhead,
Then we
Then-
don't accept that.
then we have to do more hard work to establish the commentaries also because we are establishing that sense.
Yeah. If we establish Chaitanya Mahaprabhu without Bhagavatam, then we don't accept. But yeah, okay. So time being you accept like this. Sridhar Swami is the authentic Acharya. So and his meanings we are going to Bhagavatam text is there. Text is there, and also now, so the meanings, whatever we are having for these words, are given by the Parama Vaishnava, Sridhar Swami. Or otherwise, we are going to, so is once again, so how to decide that meaning? It is a main part actually, the remaining. For the any verbal cognition, words are there. Yes, we are taking the Apaurushaya words. Now the meanings, that's a Shakti. We say that is the Shakti. That means word and word meaning having the relation. So that relation is known as Shakti. So that Shakti is also discussed in the next Sarvasamvadini. What is the Shakti? You remember? Pada Padartha Sambandha Shakti. The relation between the word and word's meaning is known as Shakti. You remember or not? So it was not discussed completely actually. Only it is one in brief it is said, but after that, even in the Sarva Samvadini it is there. So what are the possible errors in that? Then how to rectify those and how to take the properly meaning? So that is there. That's why Sarva Samvadini, that remaining portion is there. Some portion is remaining. So that will be clarifying you. Huh? Shakti. Pad name means pada definition. Pada padardayoho sambandha. Pada padardayoho sambandha Shakti. The relation between the pada and padartha is known as Shakti. The relation between the pada and padartha, who is going to decide? It is also one of the crucial point. Yes or no? You have the Apaurushaya Sabda, but you don't have the meaning of that. Then what is the use? Again speculation. Then how you to crack this?
The Pratakshas, the Jeshta, there we heard that Vedas are themselves sufficient to derive their meaning. They don't need anyone's help to derive their meaning. They're completely sufficient. Isn't that an answer to this question that the Shabda itself is sufficient to give its meaning also?
Yeah. So that how it is possible? So how to take the Vedas himself? They give the cognition. So then how to explain that there is So your understanding here, he explains actually the Sarva Samvadini, it is there fully. I have to study that, and but the possible defects in that, possible errors in that, how to solve that, he explained, but we didn't see in the Sarva Samvadini. So that's why in the Vedas, how we are going to give the meanings of the words and how to take that words, how to. So ultimately, now you see the same Vedanta Sutras are there. Advaita Bhashya is also there on that, and establishing the Param Tattva as in different way. And same Brahma Sutras are there. Ramanuja Bhashya is also there, and establishing the Bhagavan. So what is the difference here is coming? The only thing is the way the meanings are taken for those sutras. Words are there in that sutra. So how the meaning is taken and how the interpretation is done, it is the important work actually. So in this, what is the right method and what is the not right method, that is discussed in the Sarva Samadhani in the starting. That is not discussed. We didn't discuss, but Jiva Goswami discussed already that. It is Sarva Samadhani. Just later, next to our, whatever, wherever we stopped, after that it is there. Okay, we'll see later that. Something should be pending, it's good. Good for your enthusiasm. Yeah. Spotavada, Varanavada, all will come in that. I will explain sometime whenever we get time. And I should get time actually. You are all having time, but I don't have time. That's the main problem is that. Huh? One? Yeah. But I have teaching Bhagavatam for Bhakti Vedantas. Bhakti Vedanta students. Tomorrow onwards. Okay, next. What he is saying, Sri Madhvacharya Charananam Bhagavat Tatparya Brahma Sutra Bhashyadibhya Sangrihitani. So sometimes Jiva Goswami, what he is going to do, Madhvacharya quoted these Puranas, Idihasas and Srutis. That means he quoted those statements of the Puranas, Idihasas, those he will be taking. Even they are not seen directly in that book. For example, Garuda Purana is there. And there is a sloka in that. That means Madhvacharya in his commentary, he is writing some sloka, which is from the Garuda Purana. But that is not there in the Garuda Purana. For example, in the present Garuda Purana, it is not there. But still he will take. Because Madhvacharya is the Pramana actually, Pramanika Acharya. Kvachit Swayam Adrushtakarani. That means they are not visible in that particular book. But Tattva Gurunam Anadhunikanam Prachura Pracharita Vaishnava Mata Visheshanam. They already, so this Madhvacharya preached the Vaishnavism so much, and it is very much famous. Everyone knows this. Dakshinadi Desha Vikhyata Sishyopashishibhuta Vijayadvaja Vyasatirtha Vedartha Vidvadvaranam. So that means who is having the disciples like Vyasatirtha, Jaitirtha, Vyasatirtha, and so and so. Vijayadvaja. So such a great disciples he is having. And grand disciples he is having. And such a Madhvacharya, if he is quoting any sloka which is not there in that original book, but he is quoting in his Bhagavad Tatparya Nirnaya or Bharat Tatparya Nirnaya or Brahma Sutra Bhashya, then Jiva Goswami is going to take. He will take those.
Prabhu, so it means that during the times of Jiva Goswami, there was already this controversy that these verses were not present. in
This was not present in that book. Someone say, like Advaitins, they say this verse is not there. And Madhvacharya says that this is there. And what they say, Advaitins, Madhvacharya is writing his own. Advaitins say. So Madhvacharya says that, so these Advaitins already he removed it. They removed that. And it is there, but they removed. See, in my version, it is there. That is his claim. Like this, so many places it happened. What? Huh? Yeah. तैश्च एवं उक्तं भारत तात्पर्ये. शास्त्रान्तराणि संजानन् वेदान्तस्य प्रसादतः देशे देशे तथा ग्रन्थान् दृष्ट्वा चैव पृथक्विदान् यथा स भगवान् व्यासः साक्षात् नारायण प्रभुः जगाद भारताद्येषु तथा वक्ष्येत दीक्षया इति. Where is this? Understanding other scriptures by the mercy of Vedanta. 16 scriptures of various types in various provenances. I will speak by seeing them the way Vyasa, who is directly Lord Narayana, spoke in Mahabharata and other scriptures. Who is saying like this? Madhvacharya is saying. I will be seeing like how Vyasadeva sees. I will speak by seeing them the way Vyasa, who is directly Lord Narayana, spoke in Mahabharata and other scriptures. Next. Tatra tad udruta srutihi chaturveda shikadya puranam cha garudadinam samprati sarvatra pracharad rupam amshadikam samhita cha mahasamhitadika tantrascha tantrabhavatadikam brahmatarkadikam iti neyam. The Shruti that he quotes, such as Chaturveda Sika. Examples are given, which are not there in that original books, but Madhvacharya quoted that. Tatra tad udruta srutihi. That means tena udruta srutihi. Madhvacharyaihi udruta srutihi. What is that? Chaturveda Shikadya. And some Puranas like Garuda are now available in partial and are not available at all. The Samhitas he quotes such as Mahasamhita, the Tantra such as Tantra Bhagavata and Brahmatarka are also in this category. They are not available now, but he quoted. Examples are given like this. Chaturveda Shikha, Garuda Purana, some part of the Garuda Purana, and Mahasamhita, Tantra Bhagavatam, like this. So he is saying even they are not available in that book, but he is quoted by the Madhvacharya, that's why he is going to take. Huh?
One of the reason amongst all the Puranas we accepted Bhagavatam is that because only Bhagavatam is available fully. One reason we quoted in the
Yes. Okay. We'll see in future a remaining portion. of the Tattva Sandarbha.
Yeah, somehow one question, bro. So, somehow after establishing Bhagavatam as a Praman Chakravarti,
Yes.
now we are establishing these sutras. And to establish these sutras, we are taking different things like.
No, we are not taking this sutra. Just this sutra is there to compile book. We are compiling book in the form of sutras, Sutrasthani Vakya. But that is nothing but that sutra is based upon what? Is based upon the Bhagavatam only. Yeah. So that by seeing the sutras, you will be understanding the summary of the Srimad Bhagavatam only. Because every sutra is supported by the Bhagavatam only, no other meanings.
Point what I am trying to make is that since Bhagavatam is already established as a Praman Chakravarti, so to establish anything now, Bhagavatam is sufficient. We do not need to even take Madhvacharya, and Madhvacharya is quoting different things which are not available.
To support Bhagavatam, we don't need those Madhvacharya's quotations.
We are taking this to support those sutras.
No.
Not even
only just Jiva Goswami, he elaborates some thought that while explaining the Srimad Bhagavatam, he brings up some thought by his own mind. So to support that thought, you're understanding? So you are explaining the Bhagavatam sloka. So while explaining, you are presenting some idea. So that idea, to support that idea, he is taking the Shruti, Smriti and others. It doesn't mean that he is taking these to support the Bhagavatam. No, that is not his intention. You're understanding? No?
That I am not here to prove Bhagavatam.
Yeah.
Right? You also explained
this
also.
Yeah.
This is to support sutra.
Not sutra also. Just to his ideas while writing, while explaining, you are explaining. So some achintya you have said. So this achintya word. So if you want to see the meaning of this, then you will be quoting the Mahabharata. Why you are quoting Mahabharata? Just he used that word. He coined that word. Some word he coined. Jiva Goswami coined that word while explaining while elaborating that Sridhar Swami's explanation on the Bhagavatam. So to support his thoughts, Swadrushti Artha Vishesha, by himself, whatever different meanings he is seeing to support those meanings, he is quoting, but not to support the Bhagavatam. No. Okay. Thank you very much. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Lot of is there to study. Still pending. That's good. Sarva Samadhini. Okay, I will tell. You want that Sarva Samadhini? We missed 3-4 pages. We missed. Anuched number in this. Okay. From Anucheda, you have to go further. Laukika, Viroksha, and wait. You have to see from Anucheda 11 onwards actually. 11 or 11. Yes. 11 also we did. Almost all we did. We finished 11. So from the 11 you should go on actually. Yeah, 11th Anuched.